The low-pressure area east of Batanes has entered the Philippine Area of Responsibility and was assigned the local name Igme. In its 5 p.m. bulletin, Pagasa reports Igme was located 530 kilometers east-northeast of Itbay at Batanes with maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Igme is moving northwestward at 15 kilometers per hour. Igme will bring rains with gusty winds in Batanes. Meanwhile, the southwest monsoon will bring monsoon rains in Zambales, Ilocos Region, Bataan, and Babuyan Islands. Metro Manila, the rest of Luzon, Western Visayas, Northern Samar, Eastern Samar, and Samar will experience cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. Igme is forecast to move generally west and northwestward until Sunday morning, September 22. It may gradually weaken into a low-pressure area by Monday, September 23. Alice Go, whose real name is Go Huaping, will be transferred to Pasig City Jail, according to the Philippine National Police. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo says the PNP was aiming to transfer Go from its custodial center in Camp Crame, Quezon City, to the Pasig City Jail female dormitory. The Pasig City Regional Trial Court Branch 167 has ordered Go's transfer. In its 4-page order, the Pasig RTC states that the court finds probable cause to hold Go and others accused for trial for the crimes charged against them. Go is facing qualified human trafficking case at the Pasig City Regional Trial Court. The court has also charged former Technology and Livelihood Resource Center Deputy Director General and Zone 1 Technology Representative Dennis Cunanan and 12 executives and founders of 3 Pogo companies. They were believed to be Go's business partners for the Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators Hub. The order adds that Go and others are not entitled to post bail as the charges against them are non-bailable. The court will hold its arraignment and pre-trial conference for Go on September 27. An alleged former member of Angels of Death, reportedly the armed followers of preacher Apollo Kibuloy, is now under the custody of the Philippine National Police. During a press conference on Friday, September 20, PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fajardo says they already have an individual saying he was a former alleged member of the Angels of Death. Citing PNP General Nicolas Torre III, Fajardo says they have the names of alleged members of the Angels of Death but refuse to reveal their profiles. Fajardo adds they are still verifying reports of the alleged members' profiles and backgrounds. Kibuloy allegedly warned victims, some as young as 12 to 13 years old, that a member of the dreaded armed group would get them if they broke the code of secrecy regarding his alleged sexual crimes. But Kibuloy's Kingdom of Jesus Christ legal counsel, Attorney Israelito Torreon, previously denied the allegations related to the death group. Police are looking into the supposedly armed organization after they received testimonies of former KJC members bearing the alleged deaths involving the sect's Angels of Death. The former KJC members were still minors when purportedly exploited by Kibuloy. The PNP previously revealed that some members of the alleged Angels of Death were found to have a gun license. Former Senator Laila de Lima accepted the nomination as the lead nominee of Mamamayang Liberal Party List, the sectoral wing of the Liberal Party. The party's candidates were announced during their National Executive Council meeting at Club Filipino in San Juan City on Friday, September 20. The Lima's co-nominees are former Representatives Teddy Bagilat and Erin Tanyada. Meanwhile, former Senator Kiko Pangilinan will also run in the upcoming midterm elections in a bid to return to the upper chamber of Congress. His candidacy was unanimously approved by the Liberal Party. Pangilinan's running mate in the 2022 elections, former Vice President Leni Robredo, will gun for the mayoral post in Naga City, as announced by Tanyada on Friday. Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr. is Lakas-CMD's first candidate for the 2025 Senate race. During the National Convention of Lakas-CMD presided by House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez in Malacanang on Friday, September 20, the party adopted Resolution Number 3, which nominated Revilla as the group's candidate. According to Romualdez, the 2025 elections are not just about fielding candidates, but is also a means to shape the country's future. Romualdez adds that the multi-party administration alliance will bring forth a formidable 12-man senatorial slate as well as candidates for provincial, congressional, and city and municipal positions. Meanwhile, Revilla, who is the chairperson of Lakas-CMD, expressed his gratitude in accepting the nomination as a 2025 senatorial candidate.
Patuloy tayong magtutulungan para sa mas maliwanag na kinabukasan ng ating bayan. Ang tiwala naman na muling binigay niyo sa akin ay isang responsibilidad na buong puso kong tatanggapin at dadalhin.
Revilla was named as one of the possible candidates for the Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas, the political alliance of the administration camp headed by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s Partido Federal ng Pilipinas. Partido Federal ng Pilipinas entered into an alliance with Lakas-CMD and other parties, namely the Nacionalista Party, Nationalist People's Coalition, and the National Unity Party. Former Iloilo Mayor Jed Mabilog was not on the initial list of police generals and government officials supposedly aiding the illegal drug trade, according to the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. During the House Quad Committee hearing on Thursday, September 19, PDEA officials said that the former local chief executive's name was only included in the list produced by then-President Rodrigo Duterte. PDEA Director General Moro Virgilio Lazo said that Mabilog's name was just included later on. According to PDEA Intelligence Service Director Emiterio Bitong, there were only 3,363 personalities in the first list. This number swelled to 6,191 after several lists were merged. However, it increased further to 6,221 because of the inclusion of other names, including Mabilog.
Yes, sir. It is officially called President's Drug List in paper, but then it became popularly known to be PRRD list. Only on, let me just mention first that the second list that you mentioned, sir, was obtained from the Office of the President, dated August 29, 2017.
Bitong disclosed that Mabilog's name was not yet in the list when Duterte tagged the former mayor.
Noong in-announce ni former President Duterte yung pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog, wala pa siya sa listahan.
None yet, sir.
So nung pagka-announce, saka lang nailagay yung pangalan ni Mayor Mabilog.
Yes,
Tama?
sir. Long after.
Long after,
Yes,
okay.
Mabilog, who was present during the House hearing, denied being a protector of illegal drugs, claiming that it was only due to politics that he was included in the narco list. During the same hearing, Mabilog claimed a Philippine National Police General told him that he would be forced to link a former senator and a former presidential candidate to the illegal drug trade if he surrendered to police officials at Camp Crame. The former mayor then disclosed that these personalities were former presidential bet Mar Rojas and Mabilog's cousin, former Senate President Franklin Drilon. Mabilog left the Philippines for Japan in 2017 due to fears for his life. According to Mabilog, upon his arrival in Japan, former PNP chief and now Senator Ronald De La Rosa called him and sympathized with him, saying he believes the former mayor was not involved in the drug trade. The Supreme Court has ruled that victims of rape do not need to prove that they resisted if the act was committed by force, threat, or intimidation. In a statement on Thursday, September 19, the Supreme Court cited a June 2024 decision penned by Associate Justice Maria Filomena D. Singh, where a father was found guilty of raping his daughter. The father was charged with rape and sexual abuse of his daughter multiple times from when she was 9 years old until she was 16 years old, from 2009 to 2015. In holding its conviction, the Supreme Court resolved the issue of whether resistance is an element of rape. The court cited Article 266A of the Revised Penal Code, stating that there is rape when sexual intercourse is done through force, threat, or intimidation, and when the victim is unconscious or deprived of reason. It also states that there is rape when the victim is under 12 years old or if the victim is demented. The Supreme Court ruled that in rape cases committed through force, threat, or intimidation, it is enough that such actions existed and was strong enough to prevent the victims from asserting their will, determined from the victim's perspective. The Supreme Court also clarified its previous decisions, stating that a woman cannot claim to be a rape victim unless she resisted. The High Court noted that these are contrary to the current doctrine and tend to reinforce misguided stereotypes of gender bias and insensitivity. The Supreme Court stressed that it is time to strike down uninformed and ignorant views relating to rape, which is the only crime where the trial often focuses on the conduct of the victim instead of that of the accused. Furthermore, the Supreme Court said that in many instances of rape, the offender is someone close to or known to the victim. In such cases, the High Court noted that a child cannot be expected to resist her own father's abuse, not just because of physical superiority, but also due to the moral authority he asserts over his child.